Seth Rollins is not turning heel, it turns out. Yeah, I know you see that video that's probably like right below this one on my channel, questioning whether or not Seth Rollins turned heel on Monday night. Well, it turns out we have our answer, and it comes from the report of, well, I don't want to say report, it comes from the lips of Dave Meltzer, who on the Wrestling Observer Live show, when was asked about it by Brian Alvarez, if this was going to be a double turn, he essentially just said, no, the plan is still for Seth Rollins to be the babyface in this storyline, and for Bray Wyatt to be the heel. And I've got some thoughts on that. Mostly just the amount of sense it does not make for them to do this angle. And for them to put Seth Rollins, who they want to be the babyface, in this position. And it's why I maintained from the beginning, when they booked this Hell in a Cell match, that it was too soon. And they have shown why it was too soon. Because now we are in the position where it's Bray and Seth. And Bray, at this point, 4 weeks ago, was one of the hottest things in wrestling still. But the Hell in a Cell match, the route that they took to not put the title on Bray Wyatt, put a stop to all of that momentum. And not only did it halt Bray Wyatt's momentum, it put Seth Rollins in the position where he can't be a beloved babyface. It put him in that position, and that's unfortunate. Because Seth, I think, has the ability to be a great top babyface champion. But this put him in the position where we had to choose between Bray and Seth. And it was clear who we were going to choose. So now, they still don't, I have to assume they still don't want to put the title on Bray. And now we have to go to this Crown Jewel show, where Bray Wyatt will challenge again for the Universal title, even though he's on SmackDown now. And we're still supposed to believe that Seth Rollins is the babyface after he burned down the Firefly Funhouse, as Bray Wyatt is not even fighting him back. He's not trying to stop him. All he did was just say, please stop, why are you doing this? And, you know, like, there's more depth in that, and I think this would be a really interesting angle if this was more of a double turn. But I think that WWE sees it as more of Seth Rollins, like, he's gone darker. He's had to go to a dark side of himself to be able to defeat this monster in Bray Wyatt. And, you know, it's just not working. And I can't see that changing. It's just unfortunate that Bray Wyatt has really been sacrificed in all of this. And it's unfortunate for Seth too, because now we have the whole Seth Rollins is not cool thing, which I guess is a whole different issue. But to me, like, it seems like a natural transition, even without this Bray Wyatt stuff, to turn Seth heel and just play into that. And I think there's a lot of things you could do with that. I think Bray Wyatt, right now, is made to be a babyface. The crowd wants to like him. Let us like him. You know, in 2019, things are so different that a character like Bray Wyatt and The Fiend can be a babyface sort of thing. It's very different than the wrestling of old. And, you know, it's just because at this point we've seen so much that when there's something unique and there's something mysterious that we want to like that. And Bray has given that to the fans. And so the fans want to like him. They want to see him win. But now all of that has been halted. The Hell in a Cell finish has really squandered that. And now going forward, I can't imagine how this storyline is going to go heading into the Crown Jewel show. But I'm going to predict it here. I don't think Bray walks out as champion. And, I had my theories. I thought maybe this blockbuster trade that was supposed to happen, it would be Bray Wyatt going back to Raw. I thought maybe Cain Velasquez could win the WWE title, bring it over to Raw so that Bray would have the Universal title on SmackDown. Because I guess it was alleged that Fox executives and people at Fox were interested in The Fiend. So maybe they could request something like that, Bray being top champion of that brand, who knows. But I don't think it's going to happen. And I think they're going to have to find a way, again, to dig themselves out of the hole that they've now put themselves in twice to get out of this match without making Bray Wyatt the champion. And it's just unfortunate. I can't... The ineptitude to book that match, to put yourself in that corner. And, I hear people say, well, it's The Fiend's and Bray Wyatt's character. He doesn't care about titles. He just wanted to get his hands on Seth. Well, don't put your audience in that position. Don't make them think that Bray was going to be champion and not deliver. Because then it shows that you're only going to go so far with him. There's multiple other people they could have booked Bray with. They could have made this a non-title match. And just went ahead with that. That would have been better than what they did. And now we just have to sit back and wait and see how bad they're going to continue to ruin one of the hottest things in wrestling at one point a few months ago. After that SummerSlam debut, everyone was all in on this guy. Throughout the Firefly Funhouse, when it first started, there was mixed reactions. There was a lot of shock, but as it unfolded, as we got to see the developments and the beauty of the storytelling that Bray Wyatt was doing with these Firefly Funhouse episodes, we all bought into it. We all bought into the character. And now it just seems like we're going to have to take 15 steps backwards and then try to play damage control after that and see what we can salvage afterwards. And that's just not a good way to me of doing business with Bray. And I really hope it doesn't come to that, but it doesn't seem like it can go in any other direction than that. So that's just how I feel about the whole thing.